In a parliamentary democracy based on the Westminster system, confidence and supply are required for a ruling party to retain power in the lower house. A confidence and supply agreement is one whereby a party or independent members of parliament will support the government in motions of confidence and appropriation or budget votes by either voting in favor or abstaining. However, parties and independent members normally retain the right to otherwise vote in favor of their own policies or on conscience on legislative bills. A coalition government is a more formal arrangement than a confidence and supply agreement, in that members from junior parties gain positions in the cabinet, ministerial roles, and may be expected to hold the government whip on passing legislation. In most parliamentary democracies, members of a parliament can propose a motion of confidence or of no confidence in the government or executive. The results of such motions show how much support the government currently has in parliament. Should a motion of confidence fail, or a motion of no confidence pass, the government will usually either resign and allow other politicians to form a new government, or call an election. Most parliamentary democracies require an annual state budget, an appropriation bill, or occasional financial measures to be passed by parliament in order for a government to pay its way and enact its policies. The failure of a supply bill is in effect the same as the failure of a confidence motion. In early modern England, the withholding of funds was one of Parliament's few ways of controlling the monarch. The Australian Labour Party Gillard government formed a minority government in the hung Parliament, elected at the 2010 federal election, resulting from a confidence and supply agreement with 3 independent MPs and 1 Green MP. After the 2017 British Columbia provincial election, the Green Party of British Columbia agreed to a confidence and supply agreement in support of the British Columbia New Democratic Party. The incumbent British Columbia Liberal Party, which held a plurality of seats, briefly tried to form a government, but was immediately defeated in a confidence vote by the NDP and Greens. On the 2nd of November 2018, the Legislative Assembly voted 25-23 for a motion, introduced by the Progressive Conservatives, to amend the throne speech to declare no confidence in the government. Subsequently, Premier Brian Gallant indicated his intention to resign the premiership and recommend to the Lieutenant Governor that PC leader Blaine Higgs be given the mandate to form a minority government. I will go see the Lieutenant Governor at her earliest convenience to inform her that I will be resigning as Premier, and I will humbly suggest to Her Honour to allow the leader of the Conservative Party to attempt to form a government and attempt to gain the confidence of the House. People's Alliance leader Chris Austin said he would work with the new government in the areas we agree on, and reiterated his promise to support the Progressive Conservatives on confidence votes for a period of 18 months. Green Party leader David Coon said he would start working with the Tories in an attempt to ensure his party's issues were on the government's agenda. 22 days after the 1985 Ontario provincial election, the Progressive Conservative Party of Ontario government resigned after a vote of no confidence, and the Ontario Liberal Party formed a government with the support of the Ontario New Democratic Party. The agreement between the two parties was referred to as the Accord. After the 2021 territorial election resulted in the Yukon Liberal Party and the Yukon Party winning the same number of seats, the third-place Yukon New Democratic Party agreed to provide confidence and supply to a Liberal minority government. Third Front national governments were formed in 1989 and 1996 with outside support of one of the two major parties, BJP or Congress. The CPIM gave outside support to the Congress Party from 2004 to 2008, but later withdrew support after the India-United States Civil Nuclear Agreement. After the 2016 general election, a minority government was formed by Fine Gael and some independents, with confidence and supply support from Fianna Fáil in return for a published set of policy commitments from the government. Fianna Fáil abstains on confidence and supply votes, but reserves the right to vote for or against any bill proposed in the Dáil or Seanad. The deal was to last until the end of 2018, with the possibility of renewal before then to extend it to the 5-year maximum term of a Dáil. On the 12th of December 2018, Fianna Fáil leader Michael Martin said his party will guarantee the government can continue throughout 2019 and an election may be held early in 2020. The 2020 Irish general election was held on Saturday, the 8th of February 2020. The election was called following the dissolution of the 32nd Dáil by the president. At the request of Taoiseach